Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the book Survive the Night by Riley Sager. This is the first book that I have read by Riley Sager, who I believe specializes in thrillers. And this book is a thriller. It is about a young college student named Charlie, a young woman, and her roommate is horrifically murdered by a serial killer known as the Campus Killer, who has been sort of haunting their college campus for the past couple of years. Charlie is obviously traumatized by what happened, especially because she was one of the last people to see Maddie alive, and she actually abandoned Maddie on a night out, and so now she kind of holds herself responsible for her death and is haunted and traumatized by what happened. Charlie decides to leave campus to escape this tragedy and start to heal from it, and she accepts a ride home all the way to Ohio from a stranger named Josh. So now the book kind of starts out with Charlie in the car with this man named Josh, and the ride takes some strange turns when she discovers that Josh might be hiding something and he may not be the man that he says he is. So now we're stuck in the car with Charlie, who's already traumatized and experiencing some strange delusions, which she calls movies in her mind. And things are only getting worse and worse as she starts to question if the man driving her might actually be the campus killer himself. So very exciting, spooky plot here. It is kind of stressful. It's all from Charlie's point of view, so you're right in the car with her, experiencing the fear and the questioning and the anxiety that she experiences. Which was quite well done. So I will say that the first half of this book is very exciting. It's very fast-paced, it's very easy to read, and Riley Sager really just kind of throws you in there and gives you everything that you need to understand the story from the beginning. So I thought that the exposition was well done, and the scenes where you are with Charlie in the car with Josh are very tense and compelling and well written. I thought the dialogue was actually pretty good. From then on out, however, the book takes a number of strange turns that I didn't enjoy quite as much. Obviously, this is the kind of book where you're going to be suspending your disbelief and kind of, it's a campier, more out there type of book. It's meant to be entertaining and crazy and bizarre. But there are some crazy turns in this book that I don't really think were earned by the writing and the story. So I wasn't a huge fan of the second half. That's ultimately my review. There's honestly not a ton to say about this book just because it is kind of surface level. It's not pretending to be a really intellectual book, but there's not a lot of depth here. I didn't enjoy how Riley Sager's writing tends to kind of pander to the audience or the reader. He explains everything very thoroughly, and he actually repeats himself very often throughout this book. So there will be a paragraph. For example, there's a part where the main character, Charlie, is talking about her boyfriend, Robbie, who is coming to save her from this potential villain. And it talks about, there's two separate paragraphs where it talks about how Robbie is stronger than this villain and that he could take this villain on. It literally says it once, and then there's like another paragraph in between, and then it says the exact same thing again. So I don't know if that was just a lack of editing or if the writer really felt the need to clarify everything multiple times, but I do feel like it underestimates the reader a little bit, and I would have liked if this book kind of challenged the reader more and didn't feel the need to over-explain everything. And the ending is very ridiculous, as one could probably imagine. It's very out there. There's a crazy twist that might take you by surprise, but at this point, with all the twists and turns in this book, I just didn't even care. I was just like, all right, let's just get it over with now. So not the strongest review for the ending. I did not love it. I have also seen many critiques about the character of Charlie, that she's not realistic, that she does not behave in the way that a real young woman would in this type of situation. And I do agree with those critiques. Her character is kind of hard to root for because she makes such crazy choices. There's a point in the book about halfway through where she is 100% capable of getting out of this dangerous situation, and she just chooses not to. So I think it was supposed to be a character choice, and of course it helps serve the plot, but it just makes no sense in the context of this book, and so it makes it hard to root for her character because the choices she makes are so crazy. But ultimately, I have to give this book a 5 out of 10. If you're looking for a very quick, suspenseful beach read, it might serve that purpose, but this is not a book with a lot of depth to it. It's not a book that I will think about very often. And yeah, I think the plot is exciting and interesting, but it does kind of feel like wasted potential because the book just goes in such a strange direction near the end. So I would have to give Survive the Night a 5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching.